Welcome to the Lovestead.
Hello, welcome back to Lady Lovestead Reads. My name is Jessica and this is my weekly reading vlog. How are you all doing? How's your week been? You look fantastic. I hope everybody's doing really well. Do let me know how you're doing. I'm not just doing these vlogs to barf my life onto you. I'm doing them because I genuinely want to spend time with you. And so as I'm vlogging, it really feels like you're here with me and we're just kind of hanging out. But I want more interaction and conversation in that process too. So, tell me how you're doing. I want to know. Let's talk about what I'm currently reading. For a physical book, I am reading The Shark Collar by Zillah Bethel. This is about Blue Wing, who lives in Papua New Guinea, and she lives with a man called the Shark Collar within her indigenous neighborhood. And his job is basically to talk to sharks, and it's sort of like a magical role. And on the island, there's this professor and his daughter from America that are staying there temporarily because he is doing research on corals. They are staying in Blue Wing's family hut. So Blue Wing's parents passed, and so that's how she ends up living with the shark collar. And so these Americans are now living in her family's hut, and Blue Wing has been charged with the duty of making sure the professor's daughter is doing okay, basically. And the professor's daughter's name is Maple, and she is not adjusting well. She's not adjusting well to island life at all. Kind of constantly complaining about the bugs and the heat and the smells and the ocean sounds. And Blue Wing is trying very hard to be patient with her, but is starting to lose her temper a little bit. And so far, very much enjoying this book. I like the vibes. I like how we're getting to learn about this indigenous culture, even the language in here. This is published by Usborne Books, and it's something that I have noticed Usborne Books doing a lot. So if it is a culture that's not necessarily English speaking, they use a lot of those non-English words in the story, and they will give you a mini dictionary in the front. So when I read The Castle of Tangled Magic by Sophie Anderson, that was a Russian retelling, and they had Russian words like this in the front. And this is a glossary of Papuan Pidgin English terms. So it's just got some of that native language in there, which I think is amazing. And this is an Own Voices story. And it was also Middle Grade Monthly's pick for August. Their live show is in September. It is August 30th, so I'm just sneaking it in here at the end of August. I'm on page 98 of that one. And then today, for my Killing Time with Cozy's book club, I am picking up the book Hummus and Homicide by Tina Kashian. We are doing a series read-along where we read one book a month of her Kebab Kitchen House Mystery series. And I missed the live show in August for Hummus and Homicide, so I need to catch up because I do want to do this series read-along. So I need to read both Hummus and Homicide and the second one, Stabbed in the Baklava, here in September. So I'm going to start Hummus and Homicide today. Hopefully we'll get through it pretty quickly, and then I'll rewatch their live show. I'll link you to the live show down below as well. So that's what I'm reading right now, and I'm trying to think in terms of other things going on. This week I start my riding lessons or my training with the horse that I am leasing, Lady. What else do we have going on this week? It's going to be September this week, which I love the fall. And in my head, September 1st is the first day of fall, even though I know it's not until September 21st or whatever. In my head, September 1st is fall. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know right now in this moment what else I have going on this week. I have to sit down and look at my planner, but I'll bring you along regardless, and I'll check in with you later. Howdy! Happy Tuesday. I just have a very brief reading update for you. Yesterday I finished Say Cheese and Die by R.L.Stine, the fourth book in the Goosebumps series. I gave it 4 stars out of 5. I thought the ending was really creative, the way that everything wrapped up, and I won't tell you about it because I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I did think it wrapped up really well. But the first part of it was kind of like, what is really going on here? Not the greatest sort of build up to the end. So it wasn't quite as good as the first 2, but I still enjoyed it. I think of all of them, though, it's probably, no, if I had to rank them, it would be Stay Out of the Basement, Welcome to Dead House, Monster Blood, no, wrong again. If I had to rank them, it would be Stay Out of the Basement, Welcome to Dead House, Say Cheese or Die, and then Monster Blood. So far, Monster Blood has been my least favorite. Although that twist at the end, I guess it's a tie between Monster Blood and Say Cheese and Die at this point for who's on the bottom. That being said, though, like, I still really enjoyed them. They were still 4-star books. So having so much fun with this reread. It's especially fun because I don't remember most of the stories. The only one I really remembered was Stay Out of the Basement. So very much enjoying this little project of rereading books from my childhood. And yesterday I also started Hummus and Homicide, and I made it about 70 pages, and so far I enjoy it. I like Lucy, the main character, a lot. I like the parents a lot. I like how sassy and overly concerned her parents are, even though I would hate that if it was my parents. It's really entertaining to read about, so I'm enjoying that. And that was about all that I got done yesterday in terms of reading. I finalized everything for contracts for horse stuff, and I start training on Friday. That is for sure a go. So got that taken care of yesterday, and today I've just been working. Like, I tended to the chickens in the morning, and then it's going on 7 p.m., 1900 hours, depending on what kind of clock you use. And I still have work that I need to do. So I am probably going to start the audiobook of The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb by R.L.Stine, which is book 5 in the Goosebumps series. And we'll see how far I can get in that before I call it a day at work, because the stuff that I have to finish up at work is mostly like administrative stuff. It doesn't take a lot of brain power. Just like little things here and there that I have to wrap up before tomorrow begins. But I can easily listen to an audiobook while I do that, so that's the plan. Yeah. I know, you're protecting your ladies. You're protecting your ladies. You're a good rooster. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Hello, happy Friday. It's Labor Day weekend this weekend, and I actually have today and Monday off. I have a 4-day weekend, and I use quotations here because I still have to grade final papers and stuff, so I'm still working. Even though it's a 4-day weekend, I just don't have to work my regular hours, but I still am working, so it is what it is. So for reading, I've picked up a couple new books because I did finish, my last update shared with you, I finished The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb and Hummus and Homicide. So the next physical book that I picked up is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. I'm reading this for the BookTube prize, and unfortunately, because I'm reading it for the BookTube prize, I can't really say anything about it until the results of the prize are released. So all I can really tell you is that I am reading this book and I'm reading it for the BookTube prize. On audiobook, I picked up Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi. And this is a buddy read I'm doing with Francois at Mr. Fancy Reads. And I'm about halfway through. It's interesting because my library has several different editions of this, and it looks like they're all translated a little bit differently. So I have checked out both an audiobook and an ebook of it. And the audiobook and the ebook don't really match exactly. I think the original language was Italian, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, I'll leave the original language up here. But yeah, I'm finding that kind of interesting that the translations aren't quite matching up. And so far, I am enjoying it, but it's not like an all-time favorite either. I think that it's an interesting fairy tale. There's some really like kind of abstract elements to it, and I think if I had read this as a child, I would have enjoyed the fairy tale atmosphere more, but I would have missed out on some of those more abstract life lessons. But then now reading it as an adult, I'm enjoying the fairy tale elements less, but picking up on the abstract life lessons. So I think it's one of those I wish I had read in childhood, because then maybe the nostalgia of the fairy tale would make me enjoy it more as an adult, if that makes sense. So it is the classic tale of Pinocchio that the Disney version is based on, and I can't honestly say that I can even do a good comparison of the film and the book, because it's been so long since I saw the film. Like, I was probably 6 or 7 when I saw the film, and it's not one that I watched repeatedly as a child, because it wasn't one of my favorite films as a child even. So all I really remember of the film is that he's a puppet brought to life. Geppetto is his father. Jiminy Cricket is kind of cool and quirky, and his nose grows long when he lies. I don't remember anything about the plot of the film other than that. So I can't really even give you a good like comparison of film to original material, unfortunately. So this has been so far just kind of an okay reading experience for me. I think there are other fairy tales that I enjoy much more than I do this one. And I'm also just wondering if maybe there are some things getting missed in translation, since my ebook and my audiobook don't match. So I don't know. That's what's happening with Pinocchio. And I am still reading The Shark Collar by Zillah Bethel. Very much enjoying this. We just learned how Blue Wing's parents died, and it's such a sad story. But we are also seeing Maple start to open up more to Blue Wing, and their friendship is developing in a really sweet way. And so that's good. The writing of this story is just really beautiful. And if I have to predict, I think I'm going to give it anywhere between a 4 and a 5. It's all just going to depend on how things wrap up. Another reason I wanted to pop in here on Friday is because I got a question in my Instagram poll. Every week I'm doing a poll on Instagram for questions that viewers want me to answer in my vlogs. So if you want to ask me a question that you're not comfortable asking in the comments, hop on over to my Instagram, and every week I'm going to share that option to ask a question through an Instagram poll in my stories. So the question this week was, how many pets do you have? I used to have more. Put that out there. But many of them have passed due to old age. All right, let's do this. I have 3 cats. They are all 12 years old. I have 2 dogs. One is a 10-year-old China Jack, which is a Jack Russell Terrier Chinese crested mix. The other is a 7-year-old Shih Tzu. I have 2 axolotls, which are aquatic salamanders. I have around 10 goldfish. I have 7 baby chickens, and I am feed leasing an Arabian mare. that is how many animals are in my family at this moment, and I have no plans on adopting any more anytime soon. I am perfectly content with my animal family as it is, and I'll try to show more of them in future vlogs. I tend to be a vlogger where in the summer I focus a lot more on things like my garden and outdoor activities and things that I can't necessarily do in the winter. And then in the winter, when there's fewer things going on outside and the garden is gone, then I tend to show people more things like my dogs and my cats and taking care of my goldfish and that kind of thing. So you'll see them all in upcoming vlogs here as time goes on. It's sort of a seasonal routine that I go through. So today is Monday, September 6th, which in the United States is a national holiday called Labor Day, where we celebrate workers' rights by taking the day off work. And honestly, I don't know where the time has gone today. I slept in because it's a holiday. We sleep in on holidays at the Lovestead. And then I went and tended to the chickens and got to talking to some people on the farm, got to petting their horses that they have on the farm where my chickens are. Then I came home and had lunch and did some gardening, and it is already 3:45 p.m. or 15:45, whichever time zone or time system you use. And I don't know how it is already that late in the day. Let's talk about what I am currently reading. On audiobook, I am reading The Prettiest Star by Sickles. I'm reading this for the BookTube prize, and when you read for the BookTube prize, we're not allowed to say anything about the book until the final results are in. And so all I can really tell you when I'm reading for the BookTube prize is that I'm reading the book, and I'm reading it for the BookTube prize. I am also currently reading The Shark Collar by Zillah Bethel. Certain parts of it have felt quite slow, but I don't know that that's a bad thing necessarily. I think it's very literary in the way that Zillah Bethel has done it, and because a big theme in this book is time and like the passage of time and how we can manipulate time to feel faster or slower. And so I think those passages where like certain passages feel like they go by in a blink, certain passages feel real slow, I think it's like kind of a cool way to illustrate that theme in the book, you know, the theme of time and how it can feel fast or slow depending on where we are, who we are, what we're thinking about, what we're doing, etc. So I am on page 260. I think there's a good chance that I'll finish this today. But who knows, because like it's already 3:45 p.m.
They look so pretty.
We got cupcakes again. So this one is a Sully, which is like a monster cookie in cupcake form. This one is that the pumpkin cheesecake.
Yep.
Pumpkin cheesecake. That is a dirt one. It's got a worm on it. So cute. A gummy worm. That is a s'more. What was this one?
Loaded peanut butter cup.
Loaded peanut butter cup and pecan pie. Hello, it is Saturday, and this week just got kind of busy. So yeah, just had some stuff going on, haven't really been able to check in, and haven't really been able to read a whole lot this week either. So, per usual, I've fallen behind. I did finish a book this week, just one. No, I finished two. Strike that, I lied, I finished two. And the first one that I finished was The Shark Collar by Zillah Bethel, and loved this book. There was a twist at the end that just blew my mind, and I did not see it coming. I did not see it coming at all. It also shattered my heart into 1,000 pieces. I cried so hard at the end of this book, but it wasn't just like a grief cry, it was like a cathartic cry. Like, it was in part because something really sad does happen, but it was also in part because like the resolution was just kind of beautiful. And this book blew me away. Like, I have been thinking about it since then, and just thinking about how it made me feel at the end, and just, usually I can pick up when there's going to be some kind of a twist, but I was completely taken by surprise. And so I am giving this book 5 stars out of 5. I also finished an audiobook that I was listening to called The Prettiest Star by Sickles. Reading that for the BookTube prize, so I can't really say anything more about it. And then I have picked up Through the Grinder by Cleo Coyle. This is for the Killing Time with Cozy's book club. And the book club decided that instead of reading like brand new series every month, that we would do scavenger hunts instead, so that you could pick from series that you're already reading, and then we just chat about the different books in book club meetings. And so the first prompt for the scavenger hunt is to read a book that has been recommended to you. And my friend Ro knew that I was reading the Coffee House series by Cleo Coyle. I at least read the first one and really liked it and wanted to continue. So she was so kind and she recommended the second book, which is one that I already wanted to read. So I was like, okay, yes, we'll go with that recommendation. Enjoying it so far. This is based on a coffee shop that is in New York City called The Village Blend, and Claire Cosi is the manager of the coffee shop. She lives in an apartment above it, and in this installment of this series, some of her customers are dying and their deaths are being ruled a suicide, but she suspects foul play, so she's trying to figure out what's going on. So that's the one that I picked up there. On audiobook, I picked up a nonfiction, because I haven't read any nonfiction so far this month. So I picked up a nonfiction called Hidden Valley Road, which is about this family who has like 7 or 8 sons in the family who all develop schizophrenia. I'm very interested in mental health and psychology, and so, like, you probably noticed, a lot of the nonfiction I read is around psychology. I have a degree in psychology, but it is interesting so far. I'm only like 30 pages in, and so far in the book, the author, who is the author? So far, the author, Robert Kolker, has kind of given a broad overview of like the history of schizophrenia, and is kind of talking about how it was discovered to be a specific disorder and how it has been treated by some of the seminal psychologists we think of, like Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung. And so it's interesting so far. I haven't, like I said, really gotten too far into it, but I mean, it's right up my alley for the kind of nonfiction that I like to read. So that is what I am currently reading. It is Saturday, and when Brandon gets home from work today, we are planning to go back out to tend to the chickens, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to get a video for you so you can see how much they've grown. They've grown a lot. It's Monday, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this vlog here. I have gotten a little bit of reading done. I read Let's Get Invisible by R.L.Stine, which is book 6 in the Goosebumps series, and I gave this one 4 stars out of 5. So this is about Max, who discovers a mirror up in his attic, and the mirror has like a light bulb on the top, and when you pull the chain to turn the light on, if you're standing in front of the mirror, when you pull the chain, you will go invisible. And you can imagine the kind of fun that a group of 10-year-olds would have with a mirror that will let you go invisible. It does turn out though that the mirror is rather creepy and malicious, hence the Goosebumps book. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I think that I would have liked that one a lot as a 10-year-old myself. I gave it 4 stars out of 5. And then I also read and finished 56 Days by Catharine Ryan Howard. This is a buddy read that I did with my friend Angel at Angel Marrero, and this is about a couple who meet in Dublin, Ireland, like a week before the coronavirus hits Ireland, and they start dating. And when everything starts going on lockdown, they're like, what are we gonna do? We can't like see each other. Things are going really well, and so they decide to just move in with each other for the presumed 2 weeks that they'll be on lockdown. At the end of lockdown, though, one of them is dead. So it was a really fun thriller, lots of twists and turns that I did not see coming. She really nails the coronavirus sort of mentality, all of the anxieties that we went through like at the start of it, all of the questions that we had, all of the social distancing and supply chain issues, and it was really good. I really liked it and gave it 4 stars out of 5. Okay, that'll do it for this week's vlog. If you made it this far and you just want to let me know that you're here, go ahead and leave a smiley face emoji in the comments. And until next time, make sure that you continue to read good books, drink good coffee, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye!